Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another edition to Two Shots Podcast. We are slowly changing the name to Two Shots Metal, but
we're
we
specializing.
are still going to be here.
We are specializing
Absolutely.
for you lovely folks.
We got a great show, but as always, we start
Great
out.
show. Two shots, baby.
We start out with our two shots. So today, Mike, I am drinking tequila cream lime. It's milky, whatever. It's just a shot, but it's tasty and it's tequila.
Mas tequila, hey boyero,
Yes.
yariba. That's a little Sammy.
So
Hagar.
my shot goes out to the legend, the absolute myth that is Gene Hoglan. And I'm sure I've probably done this before, but after what we're going to be talking about today, you'll understand a little
Exciting
bit
episode. Here's to Gene.
Gene. Yes.
And I am drinking Rum Haven rum. Tastes delicious. It's real good in your pina colada. Here's to Jimmy
Sounds
Buffett.
delicious.
It is delicious.
Shout out Jimmy Buffett.
Shout out Jimmy Buffett. R.I.P. baby. All right.
So, Mike, who you got today?
I am another topical shout out from me. This is to our boy Brendan Small. Let me say it properly. He is a fine, fantastic. He's a comedian. He also produces television shows, and he's a huge fan of metal, and is also a fantastic metal musician, guitar player, and gravelly vocalist. Some of his vocals that aren't gravelly are pretty good too. But he also has a band that we are going to be discussing tonight. So here's to Brendan Small.
Let's go, Brendan. Shout out.
Shout out. All right.
Well, Mike.
So what are we talking about tonight, Jason?
Today, our episode is the Dethklok BABYMETAL Analyst Show.
That's right. We finally have both seen the show since we live all the way across the...
I don't know what you're talking about. We saw it together.
Oh, we did. Yes, at the exact same time. Me in Florida, Jason in Seattle. So, yeah.
Shout out to our international audience that probably has seen this show. They got to be getting on their last leg of the tour.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know where this concert actually went. If it left the States or if it didn't. If you have seen Dethklok and if you have seen BABYMETAL, you can participate with us tonight. Please, follow us. You can chat with us live.
They were in Vegas just a couple days ago. So before we fully get started on this episode, I do want to point out we are on YouTube. Today is our launch of our podcast and around all platforms. You'll find us everywhere now.
Everywhere you get your podcast from, you will find us in your metal music section.
Because that's our main love, our main passion. So
yeah, bullshitting about metal with you fine audience, international subscribers, Patreon subscribers. We love all of you.
No Patreon. We ain't got that yet. We ain't got that route. Mike's not ready to show his penis.
Well, I mean, I am, but not. I want to get paid for it. So,
so Mike, tell me what you thought of the show.
All right. We got to talk about this because this is a very unique show. I think that's probably the best way to put it. It's very unique, despite it being a metal show. These two bands, while they are both metal bands, are quite different, especially in terms of fan bases.
Complete opposite.
So Dethklok and BABYMETAL, very different. So let's talk about what they had in common. I think maybe first is a good thing to talk about. Should we go that route?
Hang on, give me your overall.
Overall.
Like we got to go with the opener, Jason
Richardson. Jason Richardson, yes. I think that's his name. So he's a guitar player that's been around for a while. And he doesn't even tour with a band. He tours with a backing track. He just brings a laptop with him and plugs it into the PA and plays along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of his backing tracks and everything, they're all They're all just they're all backing tracks, and he is a fantastic guitar player. He's really amazing, super technical. The music that he makes is very wizardy. I think is
all right.
Could be a way to put it. But
we can't go into this yet. We gotta go. We gotta go back into the actual. What did we?
Okay.
What did you think?
So I thought. Okay. I want to make sure we capture this properly. Let me talk about the overall concert. I think that's the best way to talk about it.
Yes. Yep.
The sound, I thought, where I saw it essentially in a bog in Orlando, Florida, and the sound was amazing. I will say that of all the bands, the sound engineering was fantastic. The shows, like the backing effects that all the bands use, like this was a really well done performance as opposed to just seeing like three bands. This was something they put a lot of money into. The performance art, so to speak, of everything was really off the charts. I mean, you're practically watching a movie almost. I want to say it was very, very well done and super high quality. I will say that it was a high quality show. That is my opinion. Before we get into like the nitty gritty details about some of this stuff, I will say that. So what do you think about that aspect of it?
How many people were able to fit in this arena in Orlando?
Oh, it was outdoors, so they packed it. It was completely packed.
Oh, okay.
Yep. there was just doing. I guess I was thousands of people were at this one. There was probably about 2,000 people, maybe even more than that. I don't know if it was about the biggest of the venues is about. Let's see, where I saw Avenged Sevenfold, that was 17.5. This could have been 10,000 people at this one.
Okay,
it could have been, yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
So my overview was WAMU Theater, Seattle, Washington, roughly around 8,000 people.
Yep.
Indoors, I've seen concerts there before, and I have nothing bad to say about the actual arena.
Yeah.
The show absolutely was unique. The lighting, the sound, everything. I would say this was probably top 5.
Yeah.
Of shows.
Super high quality, man. Super high quality. Sound engineers were working overtime. It was really good.
I don't have anything bad. Overall view, I don't have anything bad to say about this show. I would like to get down to the nitty-gritty and actually analyze the 3 bands, and would love to go into detail about a couple particulars that I'd love to talk to you about. But at first, we're going to start with Mr. Jason Richardson.
Yeah. So like I said in the beginning, Jason Richardson, he's a guitar player. He does not have a backing band. It's just him playing to backing tracks. And this boy can play, man. He's so good. I am a guitar player by trade, if you will. Most of my musical tutelage and experience and all that has been from a guitar player's point of view. This dude can play. He is really, really talented. And I watched him like a hawk the whole time. That's what I always do to guitar players because I'm a giant asshole. And man, he's really, really, really good. The stuff he played was very, very technical. Now, if we want to talk about his music, this could be a point of contention for me and Jason. I think a bit of it. This is my kind of music for sure. It's very wizardy. I don't want to say that it's like true wizard metal. Please note our wizard metal episode to get a full wizard metal analysis. He does not have a vocalist. It's all instrumental. I can't remember. I think maybe one of his songs had vocals.
He did have one song that had a vocal.
But generally speaking, no vocalist. It's just like driving technical progressive metal. That's what this is. and I think he's absolutely wonderful. And I was like watching him the whole time. I thought the music was interesting enough. With the technical metal like that, some of it can be like rather boring if it doesn't, if it's not like rhythmically pleasing. Most of his stuff was. I think I found myself a little bored at times, but for me, I give this guy like 10 out of 10 for musicianship. Jeez, it's wild how good this guy is. And in terms of actual like songwriting and me being entertained, I give him maybe like a 7 out of 10. I think 6, 7 out of 10. What do you think?
That's fair. So I have a lot to say about this topic.
What do you, yeah, let's do it, because this could be where Jason and I disagree.
Well,
or potentially disagree.
Overall,
yep.
I think when I first start hearing him play, I start to get pumped up.
Yep.
His first opening was really, really like getting the blood, going. The one thing I will disagree with you on,
sure,
is I don't believe it was very wizardy.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I was actually into the guitar playing. My problem I had with it was the fact that everything else was tracked.
Yeah. That's definitely a negative. For sure, that's a negative.
I am very much into the belief of like, just have a band and fucking rock out. He had the potential just by himself to have like a Brandon Smalls, actually. Where he could have his band. And though even Mike does this, I've known people that use tracks, where they play the instruments and then they track it with their guitar playing.
Yep.
That's fine. But in a concert aspect, I kind of had a problem with it.
Yep.
Because you do become boring. If you're just sitting there playing guitar, what can you really do to like keep the audience there? If you're taking that aside of things, I did think he played pretty good. Showmanship, I give him like a 4. No. Entertainment wise, I'll put him right there at about a 7.
Yep.
I thought he was pretty damn entertaining.
So I want to agree with you 100% on the backing tracks. Like him not having a band, that is for sure that's a negative. His backing tracks were great, I think, in and of themselves. Yeah. But I mean, like, I'm just listening to a CD. Yes. I would have loved to have seen him with a real band. A lot of his backing tracks were quite technical, especially the drums. Like the drum programming, or maybe some of his drums were recorded live previously, like by a studio drummer. It could have been, but however they were great. But to Jason's point, I think not having the band really we will hold it against you.
Yeah.
If it would have been a whole concert with just him by himself, if I was maybe more of a fan of his, like maybe I'd be more into it. But like the fact that I think he only played for about 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes.
I think it was
maybe a little
like
more,
30 to 40.
Yep.
Probably about as long as our show, actually.
Yep. If it would have been the fact that it was short meant that it was more palatable without the band, perhaps.
Yes. Yeah. Perhaps.
Yep.
You can only do so much as a guitar player when you're in a tour, and that's just an opinion. Like you got to have your vocalist, you got to have your front man. As a front man guitar player, I would sit there and say he's top notch.
Yep.
Because he really is.
Yep.
The technicalities that you're saying you see,
Mm-hmm.
I watched him play, and like, yeah, he looks fucking fun.
Yep.
He looks like he's riding out, but
Yep.
that could only get you so far, in my opinion.
Yep. I agree.
So I'm glad we got that one out of the way. I mean, there was, we texted each other. You're like, watch out for this guy. Pay attention to pay attention to him. And I did. I really did. I enjoyed him. I think he was a really good opener aspect for Dethklok and BABYMETAL.
Yep.
I actually love his merch. I think his branding is awesome.
I agree.
So, on to our next one. We could go ahead and say good, but not great.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And if you are a technical metal progressive guitar player, you'll probably like it more than someone who is not one of those. I will say that. Yep.
So,
Yep.
going on, now we have to go to,
All right,
in
here we
my
go.
opinion,
Yep.
my opinion was the headliner. They were not the headliner.
Yeah.
But we got to move on to Dethklok.
Okay. Dethklok next. So
Yeah.
Dethklok was the headliner for me. Baby
Oh, no
Baby Metal
shit.
was second. Yeah, they played Baby Metal second, Dethklok third. Yep.
Yeah, so much for us seeing the same show, right?
Oh my god, I didn't even know that. Oh man, that's crazy. Well, I mean, I'm in Florida. Like Florida is like death metal centric, so maybe they did that on purpose, knowing their audience.
It's very possible.
Because this is another thing we're talking about is the audience. There's two audiences here.
Yes, there absolutely is.
Okay, so how about we talk about Dethklok next? Then?
Okay, let's go.
All right, okay.
You go ahead and give your analysis.
So I have seen Dethklok. This will be, I think, my fourth time seeing them, and Dethklok to me is so amazing, and I love them so much. I love the concept. I love the show, the Metalocalypse. I thought it's fucking hilarious. I watched it from the very beginning, even before it came out. Like I knew it was coming out, and I was like waiting for the show to come out because I was so excited about it. And then when I heard that Gene Hoglan was going to be playing in the first album, I was like very excited. I'm just a massive Dethklok fan. I'll see them anytime I ever can, and I guess probably no more times. I don't know if this is the last or not because they put out they wrapped up their
new album.
Yep, I haven't seen the new episode to see how they wrap it up. Basically, they ended the show on on like a low note. It was not that it was bad, but just like on a negative sort of note and like a real cliffhanger. And
Yes.
and then they canceled everything and stopped the Cartoon Network Adult Swim money. So and they owned the rights to it, so he couldn't even tour. So basically, Dethklok was like on hiatus for like 10 years, and then they finally got their money and their contracts and everything worked out, and he could tour again. So they made the new album and they went on tour, and I'm so glad I saw it. And this was another great Dethklok. So I will say this. So from positives, like positive is that it's Gene and it's Dethklok, and they were awesome. Yeah. I do have some negatives about this show though.
So do I actually.
Yep. They're a little sloppy. So the two touring musicians that weren't Brendan and Gene, I not sure I recognized them, but they weren't the original. So the original bass player, I love. He was the dude from the Aristocrats. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He was amazing. The two guys they brought on tour were not guys that I was super familiar with, and some of the guitar playing was a little funky from the other guitar player.
Well, one of them wasn't a guy. That's why.
Well, there is such thing as girl guitar players that are pretty good, but in this case, was not super prepared. I think for this gig, perhaps, and it like showed a little bit. It was a little sloppy compared to how I've seen Dethklok in the past. Was it still amazing? Of course, it was amazing. And let's see the vocals. So. Another history with Brendan Small is his vocals over time. He had to change the way he sung because he was blowing out his voice. And so his vocals, I think, suffered a little bit over time for it because he changed his style of singing. If you listen to the first Death album that came out, the vocal stylings are different than the rest of them. And there's a reason for that. It's because he changed how he had to sing because he was going to kill himself, which sucks because his original voice I thought was better, but, well...
Oh,
you know, you can't maintain that apparently if you do it how he did it. And singing with distortion is like all about sustainability and technique like that. Otherwise, you will blow your voice out and you won't be able to do it for very long. And so that came across too. Is it like the worst I've seen Dethklok? Like every time I've seen Dethklok, it's like an A. I love it. This might have been the worst, but we're still comparing like Dethklok to Dethklok. It's always awesome, but this might be the worst that they've sounded to me. I think is my Yeah, yeah, and
Oh, probably like B
yeah,
minus or A minus.
it could be like B plus, B plus
Okay.
for the show. Yep. And plus, so the cartoon was a little derpy this time compared to previousness. It had a few
Oh
like
no, Fishbones was
moments where
fantastic.
I was like, that's awesome. But some of it was a little derpy. But it was great. And they played I think most of the songs that I wanted them to play. That's another thing
Yes.
I judge a band on, is whether they play all the songs I wanted them to play, and they did do that, which is another bonus. So yeah, I would give this one a B plus. Previous Dethklok experiences have been A pluses, and some, I think one of them I'd maybe give like an A. So a B plus, an A, maybe, and 2 A pluses for my 4 times seeing them.
All right. So
What do you think,
for
Jason?
this being my first time seeing them, I unfortunately don't go out as much as Mike when it comes to concerts. So this will be my first experience with Dethklok. I too, huge, massive fan of Dethklok. Metalocalypse was the greatest freaking show for a metalhead,
So good.
and yeah, it did end in such a lull. I actually didn't know. I knew that it got canceled. I didn't know the technicalities, but what I do now know is that I don't even know if Adult Swim owns Metalocalypse anymore, because the movie is actually on Amazon Prime. I bought the movie because I wanted to see it. I haven't watched it yet because I work early as hell in the morning. But so for me to watch this show, if I'm really brushing it up with a fine tooth comb, I thought the musicians, the touring musicians with Brendan and Gene, actually did a fine job. They were heavy, they were distorted. I swear to God, Gene Hoglan makes drumming look so freaking effortless. Like,
Yes,
it's
he does.
sick. I love that guy so much because of how talented he is, and at one point how big he was, and just how he makes a drum set work for him. It is amazing.
Yes.
Brandon, I didn't know that happened to his voice, because I was going to be very, very harsh on the vocals. I was expecting Nathan Explosion.
Yep.
I freaking love Nathan Explosion.
Yes.
When it comes to Dethklok, I look at this band as like reinvigorating the world of death metal, because like it was dying. It was a dying, era for a while.
Yes. And I think that actually is true. I think it actually did, for sure. I agree with that statement. It was a strange era. It was around 2007, I think it came out.
Yeah.
Death metal was like, there wasn't a lot out there that was like pure death metal, and because of Dethklok, the new genre that was able to come out and kind of hook everyone, which is like this genre called mellow death, melodic death metal, which is Dethklok, and which really made it awesome for Amon Amarth. Like, they're in kind of the same genre, and it like really, a whole lot of people were able to latch on to the melodic death metal because of this band, which then led to Amon Amarth, and then some of the other ones that came, that became popular because of that era. They can all kiss Brendan Small's ass, yes, which they should. I think they all can. Yep.
Because I mean, it really did. It brought death metal back, and and it brought it back in a way where, like, if you're a death metal fan, depending on the band, you're not going to understand what they say the first time you hear them. But Nathan Explosion, let me tell you, if it's faster, it takes you a hot minute. But like, you understood with that deep voice what he was saying, because he was so fucking brutal.
Yes, so brutal.
Freaking. So as a fan, as the first time seeing them, I can't give them anything less than a 10 out of 10. The vocals did deter me a little bit, because I took some people with me that never heard they knew 2 songs from Dethklok.
Yep.
They were hoping they would play those 2 songs. They played those 2 songs. Other than that, they had no idea what Brendan was saying because the voice is definitely different.
Yeah.
But I beat the shit out of my leg. I was so into it. I was so damn happy, to see them. It breaks my heart that I didn't see them many more times.
Yeah, yeah, it's just fantastic performance, man, and it's really my B plus is me being an asshole about it, because it's really great. It is.
It's so much fun to watch the animate. Whoa, calm down. Watch the cartoon while you're listening to the band. Watching Nathan Explosion spit out the lyrics as Brandon's spitting out the lyrics. It's so fun.
It's so good.
And that's the best way to describe it. If you're at all a Metalocalypse fan, a death metal fan, to have both visual and audio, you can't go wrong.
So good. So good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you got to see this one, man. I'm so glad you did, dude. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, fuck. So good.
So good.
Top tier shit. And then when they were done and they introduced the band, I lost my voice. I couldn't hear my eardrums were it was amazing. Seeing Gene come out there, you don't get to see Gene very much. I remember when I saw him with Fear Factory, he didn't come out from behind the drum set.
Yep.
He got introduced, but he didn't come out. Him coming out this was a project I think he was more than happy to be a part of.
Yes. Yeah, and he's always said that publicly. He's loved the project, was always happy to get the call from Brendan whenever, whenever he gives him that call. And Brendan Smalls, he's like, I can't even believe we got Gene Hoglan on this project.
Yeah, he's so humble about it. He wants to kiss Gene's ass because he is a legend.
Well, because he knows who Gene is, man. Gene is a fucking legend, man. He totally is. Yep.
Seriously, our generation's best drummer.
Oh, he's so good, man. He top tier. S tier.
Yeah.
What do the kids say? S tier? Do we rate him based on One Punch Man? S tier.
All I know is he's fire. That's if we're going that route. That's all I know.
He's fire. Straight
So
fire.
So we loved Dethklok.
Yes.
Now.
All right.
My main event, but you're not yours. Let's talk about BABYMETAL.
Holy shit, this thing is happening. The same thing that happened last time. For those of you watching us on YouTube.
We're getting the red face. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start this part.
Yep.
BABYMETAL. So they are international stars.
Yes.
They are a Japanese band, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, Japanese death metal band.
Sure. Yep.
But let me
I think
tell
that's
you,
fair.
They bring the Lady Gaga-esque pop to the stage.
Yep.
When I first, because this will be my second time I've seen them.
A true fan. All right.
I think so. I think so because when I first saw them, I was enamored by the choreographic dancing to metal music.
It is a show, man. It is a show.
Yeah.
The choreography, that absolutely.
And it goes with
show.
the beat and everything. Mm-hmm. Their moves go with the amount of drumming, because that's something else I want to talk on. Yep. At some point is the drumming. But they go with their flow of the music, and I gotta tell you, for me, it's amazing to see.
Yep. I completely agree with that statement. Man, they put on a hell of a show. It is a hell of a show.
Those girls work their ass off.
Yes, they do. Yes. They're all in sync, perfect choreography. This is like a Cirque du Soleil metal event, man. It is. Totally.
Blow your freaking mind.
Yes.
They are entertainers to the core. They've been doing this for years because, like I said, they are international.
Yep.
And I think they've been doing it since 2015 or 2016.
I think that's right. Yeah.
and they have by now they have perfected this type of metal, which is so unique to our industry that I cannot explain. I don't have to know what they're singing about, and I know
Yeah.
that's a big hang up for me.
Yep.
But with their actions, with the beat, with the vocals that go with it,
Yep.
I can't tell you how much I enjoyed them.
Yep. So here, I would like to first, like, let's direct our discussion to let's start with the backup band. All right, I want to talk about, I say backup band, like Baby Metal, for those of you that don't know, it's 3 Japanese girls that are performing on stage with a band of hired musicians. This is an assembled band out of Japan. They are all super high performing studio musicians, and they are very, very good. They are some of the best musicians you could assemble in a band together. They're fantastic. I can't remember the exact name of the band. It's got a Japanese name, but it's assembled by a company that put them together for this, and they're very, very talented. The drummer in particular is bananas. Like they're all Japanese. I don't know any of their individual names.
So we're sorry for that, by the way, because
we're
you guys
sorry.
do deserve the credit.
They do. Man, that drummer was mind blowing. He was very, very, very good.
The question about the drummer.
Yep.
Who does he remind you of?
Oh gosh.
It should be an instant.
It should
be.
So, well,
it's not an instant. Too much dead air. Joey from Slipknot.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. There it is. Okay. Very, very much in common with that.
The flailing.
Yep.
Like he is like, when he's drumming, you see that he's into it, and he's like headbanging. Like he has all the tools that Joey had.
Yep. You know what? That is perfect. Like that is Joey from Slipknot. Like as good as Joey from Slipknot. Maybe
absolutely.
Well, all right. So
carried away.
I'm not saying better because Joey is playing Slipknot songs, and I think this dude was, I think, that tier of drummer, and would really, now that I'm thinking about it, now that Jason reminded me of Joey, it's like, yeah, that's absolutely. Yep. And yeah, so guitar playing, phenomenal. Bass playing, it's bass playing, so who cares? No, I'm just kidding. No, but they're phenomenal. They were absolutely phenomenal. The show, like the movie that like the audio visual stuff, all in sync, was awesome looking. Like, I mean, it was a hell of a production. Like they put some money into this show, man. It's crazy good. Okay, so let's break it down a little further, and I'll give you. So Jason is an obvious Baby Metal fan who has seen them twice. All right. So Baby Metal. Here's my point of view. All right. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pay respect to this performance and to this band and to the choreography, like what those girls have put into it. Here's some criticisms I have. So, if you haven't seen, all right, picture like the intro to like every anime show that you have ever watched, and Baby Metal could pull that shit off. Like,
absolutely,
every anime intro, like all the metal ones, of course, like the up tempo ones. This is what Baby Metal was built for. So if you have ever watched any anime, you're like, that's what this is.
I can agree with that.
And I've watched my share of anime, and I like that style. So now,
all
right, Baby Metal's not really for me. I don't really deal so much with like the high pitched Japanese girly vocals. It's real hard for me to get into it. It's not for me. It's not for me. Let
me break that down real quick.
Yep.
you are an old school
I,
metalhead,
yep.
and I put you in this term because I am too. I get it.
Yep.
I've tried to introduce baby metal to like the Iron Maiden type of metalheads and stuff. It's complete shit to them. They don't understand it.
Right. And that's me.
Are you in the same category?
So I think in the same way that wizard metal to Jason is kind of like baby metal to me. It's just not going to happen.
Okay.
All right. But however, like this concert like really exposed me to baby metal, and I got to hear some stuff that was really good. Like, please, no one out there think that I am like trashing this band. It's just not for me. Criticisms. One or two of the girls was a little pitchy. There was auto tune on some of their vocals, but that aside.
Oh my god.
That aside. One of them was a little pitchy, and when they were all singing together, it was definitely auto tuned. But however, the choreography, like the quality was there. It's just not for me. Like if I'm gonna judge it like based on quality alone, like it's like a 10 out of 10. Like, geez, what a show that was! What a show! It just happens to not be for me. It's
because when you're looking at the whole aspect of the show, you're like, you got these dancers, they're singing while they're dancing, they're doing the Madonna, Lady Gaga thing. You got the band. The band is just, I mean,
God, they're good.
They are railing.
They're so good. Yeah, they're so good. Like,
I think it's the guitar player that like he was screaming out during some of it, and like his voice was really good. I'm like, come on, like you can't. I can't hate on that band whatsoever.
No,
nor will I.
Very, very good. Yep.
The one problem I would say I had, and I actually was talking to the other person, and he says it seems to be a problem in America. So let me go ahead and throw that out there. America, fix it, figure it out. The levels between the music, the drums, you know, how high and how loud it was, as opposed to they tried to compensate for the girls to put them at that same range. So like if they had to get higher in their you know chorus, it almost would cut out.
Okay, so you had some audio issues.
Yeah.
So I don't remember any audio issues. Like, honestly, I was so the venue I was at is like in a bog, like it's a swamp. Like I saw Slayer at that same venue years ago, and everyone's car got stuck in the mud, and they had to bring tow trucks, and then the tow trucks got stuck in the mud. Like that's what this venue is. It is a giant bog, and I was
Where
so.
The hell was that?
It's the Orlando. It's some kind of fairground out there in Orlando, and.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like a stage out in the middle of like a swamp. But I will say that every time I've seen bands there, the audio has been like impeccable. Like they have such a good sound system there. I can't even believe it. And the people that were there with the band, you know, to do the audio and the audio visual stuff that they bring, because bands tour with their own sound team, like this show did for sure. And it was so high quality. Like I have no complaints about the audio at all. Not even a tiny bit. It was like perfect. So I didn't.
Maybe that's the difference between outside and inside.
It could be. I will say, yeah, I have no complaints about the audio. In this, okay. my complaint is purely the all right. So there's a word. What's it? Kawaii? Kawaii? Is that the word for like the hee, you know, like peace sign Japanese girls, you know, with their Hello Kitty shit and like that kind of stuff. Your Hello Kitty backpack and your peace signs and your hee like that stuff. Like it's not for me. It's just not for me. I'm not that dude. Like Final Fantasy 14 I played and I enjoyed the sliders, not the weeb stuff.
So here's a question.
And Jason is a giant weeb, so that makes
I'm a huge weeb apparently. I am like weeb out.
Yep.
I don't even know what weeb means, but put me in that category. I'll be a weeb all day long. Because like so my question for you is it the fact that they are, I kind of want to say that I feel like you kind of hate female vocalists in the general.
No. Do not hate female vocalists.
It's too cartoony for you.
Yeah, it's purely like this style. I think it's, yeah, like I like a lot of like, especially the symphonic metal vocalists. Like, what did we just review? Battle Beast and Xandria. Those are both girls.
Battle Beast was freaking horrible. Yeah, I said it. Battle Beast was blizzard metal.
Yeah, that's and this is where we agree to disagree. I think.
I listened. I tried so hard.
Yep.
Go back.
So baby metal is like that for me. Like it's the kawaii stuff. It's just not for me. And like I like a few. Like I'm not like, all right. So my anime experience is like Dragon Ball Z and Ninja Scroll and Vampire Hunter D. Like I'm like a boomer for anime, and I like One Punch Man. But I have seen like just about no other animes. Like I watched a little bit here and there, but everyone I know like recommends animes to me, and I just don't. What's that?
You are an old man.
I'm an anime boomer. I'm from a different generation. I just never like got sucked into it like a lot of people have.
And that's fair.
Yeah, and also like the culture that kind of comes with it. So here's something I would love to talk to you about, and that's the fact that there were two separate, disparate fan bases here at this concert. We have the crew that was here to see Baby Metal and the crew that was here to see Dethklok.
Oh yeah, no,
and not a lot of overlap. maybe so actually, real quick, maybe some overlap, but
before we go into that, because there was some that overlapped, can you at least acknowledge the fact that like some of our favorite bands, and I'll say some of ours, but like the James Hetfield, the Metallicas,
the thrash metal, Rob
they actually support and love Baby Metal.
Rob Halford did a song with them, I believe. Yeah, and I do not like. Believe me, I'm not disparaging this band. The talent level is off the charts. It's just not for me. Like that's all I'm saying. Okay. That's it.
All right, there you go. We can drop it from there. Let's go on to the bands.
All right.
Because I know you're about to get something. Amen.
All right. So get ready to shit talk me. Like this will probably be in the clip when I clip this up.
yeah, probably.
All right. What's up with these fucking Baby Metal fans, dude? All right. I see there were a lot of dudes at this concert that were wearing their Hello Kitty backpacks and like had like shorty shorts on that were rushing the stage screaming for Baby Metal, and they had beards. They all had beards and like smelled a little funny. Like this is a weird fan base, man. I'm just telling you. And I'm not saying like we shouldn't let them near kids or anything like that. I'm not going to say that publicly. But I would never say that. So, but man, what's with that fan base, man? Jason, are these your people?
Oh yeah, because they're weebs, right? So now they're my people. So I'm going to have to go ahead and defend this. I can't defend it. What I saw.
Yep.
So the hilariousness of the differences of what we saw, because let me tell you, you're in Florida. There's some inbreeding going on in Florida. When you get to see a band that I will still die on this hill. The superstar status of a Baby Metal.
Yep.
You get all different types of fans. You get your anime fans because, like you said, they are very much anime.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And you get your metal fans like us who will appreciate the hell out of the music.
Yeah.
Then you get the Japanese or the Asian culture because
those are weebs. That's the weeb.
No, not even all the weebs. Yeah. Because you get the culture that actually appreciates the fact that like somebody from home is in America singing and it's cool and it's unique and they're enjoying it. I had like a family of an Asian group in front of me recording because they were just so excited to see it. Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, they love metal in Japan, man. Metal is huge in Japan.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then you have your older folks that are there, not necessarily for the music, but because it's three very cute Japanese girls.
I didn't want to say that.
You were getting to that point, so I had to say it for you.
Yeah. Woo.
There's quite a few of them.
Yeah, man.
But all I can say is these women are of age, so it's
Yeah,
not
they're
like creeper status.
I did some Googling. They're like 25, 26 years old. They're not even like
they are.
Yeah, they're not actually 12 years old like the persona might imply. So, yeah. It's
But
not
they
like
were fans.
Yeah.
They were fans of them when they were like 17 and 16. So
Could
that
be.
little thing you did there, that's probably legit.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't want to say that because I'm in that category in some aspects. I'm an old ass man watching, in my opinion, just a great metal show.
Yeah.
So
yes, and it was that. It was a great metal show. Jason does not actually have a Hello Kitty backpack. I've known him for a long time. He does not.
I would ask Mike to kick my ass if I had one of those.
You wouldn't have to ask, buddy.
I don't even know what this is, but I'm going to show you. This is my mouse pad.
Oh, what do you get?
It's an anime mouse pad.
Oh, all right. Yep. You are definitely a weeb. Are those is that butt cheeks? Because that's awesome.
Yeah, it's butt cheeks. Yeah. So,
do your favorite movies have tentacles in them, Jason?
No, they do not. And actually, that was a gift because
I think that's awesome. Actually, yeah.
Up here in Washington, there's like there are those types, and my one of my buddies, when he built my computer, he got me this mouse pad for free, and
that's
like,
awesome.
I think you would like it. I'm like, yeah, it's butt. Of course, I like butt.
Heck yeah. I mean, we all can get together. We all can get behind that, buddy.
Yeah. Damn it. So yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Baby Metal killed it once again. I do really think that they are better outside venues because my first concert was an outside venue. And it just blew me away. This one, I had heard from the people I went with. They also said that this was their favorite concert. They sounded the best. They got a new album out. They definitely did do some really entertaining stuff with the animatronics and the video with the Fox God and everything. Their whole aspect of being an anime metal / just coming into America metal bands, it works for me.
Yep.
It does. I'm sold on them.
Yep. And I'm sold on many aspects of that band, but it's not something I'm gonna listen to on the reg. It's just not for me, and I think it's okay. It's okay to not like something. I think
absolutely, because I fucking hate wizard metal.
Yeah, exactly. I have to take shit of Jason hating wizard metal. I've done that my whole life.
It's just been that way.
As long as I've known Jason for 20 plus years now. Holy shit. Yeah,
almost
God,
30.
God.
Close to that.
Jeez.
But it's not that I fully hate wizard metal. It's just not for me.
Right.
And on that note,
if there is still a chance for you to see this concert, you have to go see it. It's fantastic, but I think they're probably done touring by now. I don't know if there's too much left on the tour, but if there is, go. It's fantastic. It's awesome.
Even if it's not this time around, I don't know if Dethklok will be around anymore. Too much more. I know they'll probably do like reunions and stuff at some point because they're just that good. But anytime, do yourself a favor to go check out Baby Metal just for the sheer entertainment of it. Don't be a fucking weeb.
Don't show up in your Hello Kitty backpack. But you know what? Hey, we don't pass a lot of judgment on this show, or just do it. Maybe and wear a little skirt and a Hello Kitty backpack, grow your beard in thick, and make it happen. Make it happen, Kevin.
Because you're still gonna have a good time.
You just gotta be you. You gotta be you, man. You gotta be you.
And have fun with it because it's a show that's worth at least seeing once, like Mike did.
I would recommend Baby Metal to anybody. Like, if you want to see how to put on a hell of a show, Go see it, man. Go. It's a spectacle. It's like seeing the circus. Like go see it. Like Cirque du Soleil of metal, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way of doing it. I was going to say Lady Gaga of metal, but Lady Gaga played with Metallica. She's great as a rocker. This is just
go see it.
That is so good.
Go see it. All right. I think that's what we got for this one, Jason.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think so, Mike.
Concert review episode. This was a good 10-minute podcast, so no problem.
Yeah. So, hey, welcome to the Two Shots world.
Yep. If you're still here, we love you. We love you. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around.
And don't forget, shout out somebody. If I could take a shot for them. Like, that's right. the name of the game.
Yeah. And watch for us on all podcasting platforms.
Don't forget to like and subscribe us on YouTube.
Subscribe to our Patreon. Bye.
Bye.